Let me see, who do we have? We have, welcome to, oh my God, there's a lot of people here. There's GoPro in Denmark. Greetings, GoPro. And we have Bhanumati, Dr. Haran, Bhanumati, James, welcome, brother. Good morning. Prashad Naik, welcome, right? And Prashad Naik, welcome. And we have Solomia, wow, nice name. Zimog, greetings. We have Donna Marie, hello, Donna Marie. We have Vandana Patur, Dr. M, greetings. Homi, Shalimar, Vibhakar, Cosmo. My God, it's just growing and growing and growing. Matangi and the parrot, I like that. You know, the symbol of Matangi is the green parrot, you know, the one that whispers the name of Lalita Tripura Sundari to Matangi. I like that. Then we have Cosmo, the saving throw, Freemason, greetings, brother. And Dr. M, Ina, one of my supporters, thank you, and an adept. And we have Cosmo, we have Rip Z and Alchemist, thank you for being with us, Rip Z. Ina, welcome again, you, ha ha ha. Akash Kaul, Alak Niranjan, oh, Yogi Raj Siddhanath fan, okay, good. He's one of my mentors. And then we have Liana, Barka, and Indiman. Welcome, everybody. So we already have over 50 people. Wow, wonderful. So today we're doing an experiment in multitasking. Do we see a Thousand Suns logo on the YouTube screen? Woo, look at that. This is all new for us. And let me introduce you to Dermot. How do I make you co-host you on? I put you in gallery mode. If I put us in gallery mode, will it show us? Let's have a look. So you're in silent mode. Yep.
There we go. So I think when I speak, because there's only two of us on the Zoom, it should swap to me when I speak.
What's it doing on YouTube? Is it showing both of us or just one at a time?
So again, YouTube has a slight delay, so I'll tell you as soon as it catches up.
Let's have a look at that. Anyway, greetings, Dermot. They're hearing you, so don't worry. And we must pretend like we are fast forwarding in time. That's all. That's all we have to do. But why is it not coming side by side? That's very strange.
Okay, so it is coming up side by side. I can now see
in YouTube.
Yes, we now have YouTube.
Oh, wonderful. So say hello to Dermot, everybody. This is Dermot. Dermot is my partner in crime and my right-hand teacher, and he's also a Qigong master and a master of Kung Fu and Ninjutsu. And so you don't want to mess with Dermot. But Dermot is in Glastonbury, England. So we're a truly global family. And Dermot teaches with me on the Thousand Suns Academy. And so he is going to be helping mentor all of you and work with you as we grow this community. And we are at 55 already. So I'm very happy to see that. And thank you, Dermot. I'm going to now go back to speaker mode. Is that now full screen me? I hope eventually. That will happen eventually, right? So what we're doing today is an experiment in meditation with me. And Dermot, I turn your video off. I think that might be the best thing to just make sure that we only have speaker mode. There we go, hopefully. And I am pinned to the screen. So what I'm going to do today is I want you to experience some ideas with me. So everybody take a nice seat and relax with me right now. And just sit down and breathe and relax. And what I'll do is the art of Turiya meditation is essentially the art of doing nothing but everything happens in the universe for you. So how do I get into Turiya state? This Turiya state, which is the fourth state of consciousness, is a fascinating idea. If the ideas go back to the Vedas and the Vedanta in India. In fact, there's an entire Upanishad dedicated to the Turiya state called the Mandukya Upanishad. But in the yoga, in the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, he says that yogas chitta vritti nirodha. That means yoga is to still the fluctuations of consciousness, of the mind. Now, so think about it. What the mystics have been saying for 3,000 years is that if you want to experience enlightenment, if you want to experience the divine, God, heaven, the realms beyond this duality, if you want to experiment with the vast consciousness of the universe, then the key is that you have to shut down the mind. You have to shut down the body, the senses, the mind, and everything has to shut down. And we think of, oh, I'm going to try meditation. This is not meditation. This is shutting down. Shutting down meaning the symbol used is like a tortoise. When you pull, the tortoise pulls itself back into its shell. The word used here is antarmukha, which means inward seeing, inner seeing. That means if I withdraw all my senses, if I withdraw all my thoughts, if I withdraw all my chattering brain and body, then something opens for me, a special portal, which is magical, right? It's a magical portal, right? We are 58 now, wonderful. And what is this magical portal that opens for me? So the magical portal can be seen as on one side, the womb of the mother, Shreem, or on the other side, the vast nothingness of consciousness, or Cream, or Shiva in that vast consciousness, the mind behind the universe. So we're kind of looking through that darkness, through the light of this apparent world, into the void, into the darkness, into that state of consciousness called Turiya. So this is fascinating stuff, because what it does, it's like, I want you to imagine that you're in a dome of, your head is like a dome, and when you close your eyes, at first everything seems strange and dark and crazy, and then you start seeing apparitions and forms and shapes, and just like being in a dark cave or a dark room. You know how you are sitting in a dark room, and at first you see nothing, and then you begin to see outlines of the objects in the room. Maybe a stream of light comes through the door frame or a candle. And next thing you know, you're beginning to see shapes and apparitions and things. And the perceptions of this nothingness is everythingness. That means everything comes out of that blackness, of the void, of Turiya. And this concept of Turiya in psychological terms says that we are actually only perceiving mere few percentage points of what the reality of the universe is through our conscious mind, through our senses. And then there's this vast unconscious and subconscious mind sitting underneath us that's collecting all this information, trying to sort it all out for us. And then there seems to be this in-between mind. We can call it the preconscious mind, that is the observer that sees all this, that kind of observes all this. Isn't that fascinating? In fact, in the Mandukya Upanishad, it says that all of this is Brahman. This Atma or self is Brahman. This Atma has 4 quarters. The Mandukya Upanishad, padas, right? And what are the 4 parts of Brahman, of the way of seeing Brahman, is called the Om. Ah, oo, and then the Turiya of silence, the fourth state. This fourth state is what we're looking for. That's where the still point is. That's where the infinite universe begins to become apparent to us. That's when the mind behind all minds become apparent to us. So Ah represents the body, U and the senses. U represents my mind and fantasy and dreams and consciousness. And represents dissolution into the automatic, into the nothingness of sleep, deep, deep sleep and meditation. And then Turiya opens and that fourth state opens. So a good way of looking at it is that the first state, Jagrat, is to be awake, selflessness, conscious. And the outcome of being fully awake is I have no self, I become selfless. Otherwise, I'm extremely selfish and I get egotistical. The other next stage is sapna. These are the four states of consciousness, which is dream, sapna, which means time is subconscious mind, that I am fantasizing, I'm dreaming, I'm storing old information, I'm dreading traumas, I'm completely in fear of my past and my future. And then I kind of have this timelessness. There is no time. I can't tell the difference between future and past, and I start dreaming. And then if I control it, I become beyond time and space. And then Sushupti, the third state of consciousness, which is the reptilian brain, is the unconscious mind. That means the brain, the body that works automatically. The heart beats, the stomach digests, the blood flows, everything works perfectly for you. And this is Sushupti, or deep sleep. And that means that everything becomes effortless. Now, these are called the three states of consciousness that we live with. And beyond that lies this fourth state, which is my expansion of my consciousness called Turiya. And I become an observer watching everything happen almost before space-time. So what does that mean? That means that, think about it this way, the nature of reality, right? The nature of reality is such that if I am observant of myself dreaming or seeing or sensing or just automatically working, then I become a vast mind observing everything, and everything starts to become very still. Now, what does that mean? That means that if we are, so there's another picture I'd like to show you that tells you what that feels like in a way. And here's your mind exploding into the interconnection of everything. And this interconnecting weave is called Indra's net. That means that every particle in the universe reflects the entire universe. It's almost like we're a living hologram of the entire universe. And in that Turiya state, I become aware of that interconnection of everything. Me, the planet, me and you, me and the cosmos, me and the solar system, me and the sun, me and the moon, me and everything. And the four states can be seen as that if I really become aware of my senses, my seeing, my tasting, my hearing, my listening, my smelling, my touching, if I can become really aware of it, then I go into Jagrat, which is everything becomes vividly real. If I open my mind to the potential of lucid dreaming and controlling my thoughts, then I can control my dreams and my fantasy, and I can make new realities. If I can just rest in the automatic state of tranquility, then the heart will beat, the earth will spin, everything will work as it should, and I am in flow with that. And then if I open the lotus of my thousand suns above my head, I become relaxed, and that gives me the observer to see who I really am, and everything becomes still. So I'm moving towards stillness in this journey, right? So to experience Turiya, I need to hack my brain, right? I need to slow down my consciousness. I need to become aware of my senses. I need to become aware of my mind. I need to become aware of the sense of just being kind of in flow with the universe, in complete flow, whereby the flow is just naturally beautiful, right? And what a natural flow that could be, right? So if I'm in flow, so my heartbeat, my breath, my blood, my stomach, my body are in alignment with the earth spinning around, everything on the earth spinning around the sun, spinning on its own axis, the earth moving around the sun moving around the galaxy, the Milky Way, the galaxy moving through the universe. If I am aware of that, then it's almost like I am a still point meditating on a moving universe, so that the whole universe is centered around my perception, and that makes me still. So I want you to imagine that what would it be like to be completely still? Can you picture it? Can you picture just being still? What would it be like? What would it be like to just be doing nothing? Just to feel the beauty of the universe, observe it, see it in a leaf, in a petal, in a child, in somebody you love, in somebody in front of you, in me, just looking at me right now. How would it be like to feel that? Just contemplating it begins to quieten the mind, doesn't it? Just contemplating that, oh my God, everything I was worried about is just part of this flow. And if I can flow, then there's nothing to worry about, because I can align myself with the energy of the cosmos, with the energy of my body, with the energy of the biomass of the earth, with the energy of everything, and I can become calm, tranquil. So the first step in Turiya meditation is to shut down the senses. How do I hack my senses, right? And a very good way to do it is to just close your eyes for a minute and let any thought come into your mind. Look at me for a second. So I want you to think about it, that whatever thought comes into my mind, it's something I can watch, like a bubble floating by or a ripple on a pond. I can see it. I don't judge it. I don't want to fight it. I don't want to have any violence towards it. I don't want to get angry at myself that I'm thinking that's terrible. I'm just going to watch. So if I watch it, what happens? So close your eyes and let any thought come into your mind. Let it just come and go. And for a minute, just watch every thought that comes. Something of the past, something you've got to do, something bothering you, something that you're thinking about me. Just let it come. Watch it like a floating bubble go by, and just watch it. No judgment, no criticism, no analysis, no trying to shut it down. Just watch. Become aware of how your mind thinks. And just let them float by, all these lovely thoughts. Just sit and just observe. No judgment. Just whatever is coming, let it come. Okay, so let's switch now and let's think about my body. Where am I sitting? How does it feel? How do my buttocks feel against the chair? How does my lower back feel against the back of the chair? How do my fingers feel? How does my hand feel when I touch it? How does my face feel? Bring it in. Lick my lips. Taste the lips. What does it taste like? Does it taste like the breakfast or the meal I just had, or the coffee or the drink? Taste it. Taste the inside of your mouth. What does it taste like? No judgment, just observe. Take a deep breath. What do I smell like? What does my body smell like? What do my clothes smell like? What does the food I just smelling from the kitchen smell like? What does the room smell like? Listen to every sound. Listen to my voice. Come to that sense and just focus on the hearing and say, well, what does that sound like? What is that hum? Is that the AC or the air conditioning or the heater? Or what is that traffic sound outside? Or is that birds? Or what are the other people doing around me? Expand your hearing. Go beyond the room. And let everything collapse into your heart center. So I want you to bring all these sensory experiences and bring them all. And imagine there's a peacock's feather in your heart and just turn it round and round and round and collapse it into your heart. And just relax and say, I can observe my heart beating. I can observe my stomach digesting. I can observe my breathing as it comes into my lungs. I can feel every particle of breath in me. I can do it. I can just feel it. So I relax and become aware of all these senses and just come into this moment. And if you notice, when you focus on your senses, all the other thoughts start dissipating and disappearing. They don't have any staying power. They kind of just, so now if I quieten down the body and throw it all into my heart center, even the body will quieten down. So let's quieten down the body, shall we? Quieten down, become still body. And a very strange thing happens as you do this. 3 things happen. 1, your heart rate slows down, and that's very good for your vagus nerve. 2, your breathing slows down. You start going from 20, 30 breaths per minute to 6 to 10 breaths per minute. You slow right down. And then the third thing that happens is that the wave pattern of your brain slows down. So you're moving towards a kind of theta level. And full tranquility will lead to gamma, but we're going to move towards theta. Just and you want to experience it, you can make the sound of the Brahmri, like a makara, So when we're doing the senses, we're controlling the lower part of our body, and that's the first part of Om, Ah, Om, Ah. So take a deep breath into your stomach and chant Ah. So I'm completely taking control of my senses, my jagrat, my ability to observe this moment, feel it, taste it, touch it. I become observant of this moment. Ah. And ah is the sound that hacks that consciousness. So you just say ah, and it relaxes the body. Ah. Ah. Now, the fantasy mind. The next thing I want to do is I want to think about one thing only. So if I close my eyes, come to your heart center and say, ooh, like ah, ooh, ooh, ooh. And in that ooh state, ooh, imagine, let's think about one thing. One thing I want to focus my mind on today. So I'm going to think about, look at me, I'm going to think about happiness. I want to be happy. So I can do anything. I want to make money. I want to achieve great things. I want to be well. I want to cure my cancer. I want to fight my agitation. I want to calm my mind down. These are all things to think about. Let's think about happiness. Close your eyes and think about anything you can to do with happiness. And any other thought comes, tell it to go away. Just say, brush the bubbles aside, saying, nah, I'm not going to think about you. I'm going to think about happiness. So let's think about happiness for a second. Close your eyes and just see happiness in front of you like a movie screen. And think of the time you were happiest in your life. Go back. Think of that wonderful time you had when you were enjoying yourself and laughing and so much pleasure. And when was that? Just go back to that moment and feel it. Feel the body. Feel how it felt to be there. Go back there and go back there in your body. Go back there. You're there. You can feel the colors, the light, the people around you. What were you doing? Were you dancing? Were you singing? Were you laughing? Were you watching a movie? What were you doing that made you so happy? Think about it. Go back. Now go forward and think about all the things that will make you happy. Like COVID is getting easier, so now I can travel and go somewhere. Think about something that will make you really happy and visualize it in your mind's eye, all in front of you like a movie screen. And now I want you to come and pause in the middle and take it into your body, into your heart center and say, ooh, I want to feel that happiness. How does it feel? Maybe it's like a tap on my chest. Maybe it's like a tapping on my shoulder, a tapping. And I want to feel it. What does it feel like? And so I feel the sensations, right? And so what does it feel like to be happy? How do my cells feel? What is the tapping vibration of happiness? Doom, 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 doom. What is my heart beat like when it's happy? What's my breathing like when I'm happy? And let me visualize all these things and put them in my heart center and go, ooh, ooh. So slowly, slowly, all the thoughts come into this moment and I experience happiness as a physical phenomena of bliss in my heart. Bring it into my heart and just feel it there. Now the third stage, we move towards automatic mind, Shushupti, which means that I don't need my mind or my chattering brain to make everything work in the universe. In fact, I don't need to think about anything. So for 1 minute, I want you to just remove all thoughts from your mind. How do I do that? Imagine that you're sitting by a lake and not a ripple on the lake. And every time a thought comes, it's like a ripple or a bubble off the lake. And you're going to go, no, I don't need to think about this. And just brush it away gently and lovingly put it aside. Move them away. Don't kill them. Just brush them aside and say, no, I'm sitting here by this lake thinking about nothing. So sit with me. Close your eyes. Look out over the lake and just sit and imagine the tranquility and the peace of just being by the lake. And let all thoughts drift away. No matter what comes, brush it aside. Say no. Even if the thought about the body comes, no. No thought. I am tranquil. I am at peace. This is my still point. And let the mind completely relax, go still, and gaze out over the wide, beautiful, still lake and relax. Maybe it's all golden light or black and gray or blue sky. Maybe it's beautiful and rippling. Maybe there's sunshine. Let that go too. Go towards absolute nothing, no thoughts. Let every thought just float away and just sit in this tranquility for a minute with me. Just sit. This is the still point meditation that you want to come to every day. And as you look out over the cosmic ocean of bliss, feel it in your heart center, like a ripple going up your spine and awakening your heart. And just open your heart up to this possibility. And just chant the sound Shreem with me. But start with the sound at your third eye. Um, and now sit in the silence and feel the whole and silence forming in you. That you're sitting in a giant golden egg, and it is beautiful, and you are sitting in this golden beautiful egg inside it. And I want you to shreem, look at the screen and just shreem, 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 and feel a golden light all around you. And imagine that you're inside a womb, a beautiful womb of the universal mother, like a golden light all around you. And this is her bliss consciousness. This is her Turiya that sits inside your heart and all around you as a golden light. And I want you to look at this yantra now with me. And as you look at this picture, I want you to imagine that you are on the outside in the square, the bhupura, and you're moving into that dot in the middle, like a 3D vortex pulling you in through 9 levels. And the Bij mantra here is Ka-e-i la-hrim, Hasa-ka-ha-la-hrim, Saka-la-hrim. So if you know it, memorize it. Otherwise, look at the dot and I will chant it for you. And we'll do it 15 times together. Ready? Look at the dot. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Imagine you're being pulled in towards the dot. Keep gazing at the dot. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Again. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Go towards the Divine Mother at the dot. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Ka-e-i-la-hrim, ha-sa-ka-ha-la-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Kaelarim Hasakahalarim Sakalarim 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 Kaelarim Hasakahalarim Sakalarim. Now close your eyes and cup your hands over your eyes and look up at your third eye, and you will see that geometry becomes circles and blue symbols and all kinds of symbols, and just let it focus in your third eye. And let it stabilize. Kaelarim Hasakahalarim Sakalarim. Kaelarim Hasakahalarim Sakalarim. Kaelarim Hasakahalarim Sakalarim. And after all the geometry subside, a light will emerge, and a dot maybe, or a circle. Look at it and go into it, and that becomes your still point in your third eye. Shri, Shri, Shri. And as you lower your hands, a golden light seems to fill everything around you, like you're sitting in a golden, beautiful light. Shri, Shri, Shri. Shri, Shri, Shri. And just sit in that tranquility, in that bliss, and experience the divine bliss of Turiya. And after a while, let even the golden light disappear and everything goes towards a kind of dark black. And you're in the womb of the divine universe now. And let Kali take you to the other side. But nothing to be scared of. She's a loving energy. This vast consciousness that you're experiencing is the Turiya state. And if you practice it, your life will become stable, calm, and the goddess will come through you and Shakti and act in the world. And you will find yourself not agitated, blessed, and peaceful in everything you do. And the obstacles will be cleared away, and you'll find yourself achieving all that you want. This is the beginning of the Turiya meditation. I hope you enjoyed it. Good. So Dermot, let's take some early questions from before, right? And you want to come on screen? Hello, okay. Dermot.
Hello. So
I know there's a 5-10 minute gap. So let's go back to some of the questions that were asked earlier, if there were anything related to what we're doing, and see if, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just have a look through. We've got greetings from Denmark. Good evening, Raja. Good to see you. Let's see, I'll just move quickly, see if we've got any specific questions. Heartfelt gratitude to you all. Hello, I am a wee bit late. You're perfectly on time. Greetings from Texas. Raja, good to be here.
Say the names that do that. Greet them also. Yeah.
Okay. If I pronounce your name incorrectly, I apologize.
It's the Irish in you. It's okay. We forgive you.
Catherine says, greetings to you. Mary Louise, greetings from Denmark. CCC Moores, peace, peace, peace. the saving throw. That was
Blessings to
amazing.
everyone. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
That was amazing until it stopped, but luckily we came back on. So this was in the past. Let's see. Okay, we have no specific questions up yet. Hi, Raja.
All right, let's take some of the more recent experiential questions that came as they're seeing the stream and all of that. Here, I can see it also here.
Okay, here we have a question that's come in from and Parayi. How to receive Guru's grace if I don't have a Guru?
Well, it depends on what you think of as Guru's grace. Because for those who don't have a Guru, you can say that Shiva is your Guru, right? Shiva, as the one with no Guru behind him, is called Dakshinamurti, right? Dakshinamurti. That means the Shiva who sits with only the Himalayas and heaven behind him. So you don't need the advantage of a lineage and a guru, like these transmissions I'm giving right now, is that a certain vibration comes with the mantra. You see, gurus are only meant to partake mantra, right? And give Shakti. This is the whole purpose of being a guru. So I am able to give a mantra and I am able to give you Shakti, right? But the model is that then you and I are connected in a sacred way, but I don't take over your life. I am there to help you to become your own inner guru, right? Now, for somebody who has no guru, there are two ways you can approach it. One is to say that there is a still higher consciousness in me that can reveal itself to me, and that is my guru, right? And maybe at first I need a picture like Shiva or Dakshinamurti or whoever, right? A guru, a saint that you love, whatever. At first you will need that something to hold on to, a crutch. But then as you do the mantras, as you do the breathing, as you do the thing, something opens for you and you realize that that guru is inside you, inside your head, coming into you. So the role of a teacher or a guru in that journey is to do three things. One, to give you the mantra in a sacred lineage-oriented way. So that gives you additional support of the power of that mantra from guru after guru after guru, going back to Shiva, right? So for example, in the Devi Puram guru culture that I participate in, we go back to Guruji Amritananda, then we go back to Dattatreya, Parashuram Dattatreya, going back to Shiva and all of that, right? If you go the path of Matara, you go back to through me, through Bama Kepa. If you go through Raja Yoga and Vivekananda, you go to Ramakrishna, right? So there are many great wisdom masters. You can go through to Turiya, through Ramana Maharshi. You can go through Babaji and Lahiri Mahashaya and Swami Shri Yukteswar if you want. Those are threads that connect you to a particular tradition and a particular path that opens the same door to Turiya, right? To Samadhi. And so the question then becomes, do I need to take a vibration from a living guru or one of those lineages that I want to become complete in, right? So that is then a choice you make, that do I go and seek out Turiya by myself, which is the shamanic way, which is the way of the yogi, which is the way of the tantric, which is the way of the thing. And then I learn from yogis along the way, And then I take my journey to the Samadhi state, to the Turiya state. And I have companions and teachers that I can turn to for help, right? That is the modern way. Yes. The ancient way was that you would go and spend 5 years at a gurukul and you would learn particular breathing techniques, particular mantras, and then the guru would initiate you, and then you would be sent into the world to teach and to be a guide and to be a man or whatever, a woman. In those days, it was all men, but now it's women as well. Thank God. And if you look at a place like Devipuram, where the rituals are done by women, that means the lineage can be passed on by women. Always has been. Yogini culture was about women, right? So are there gurus in the lineages that you are seeking? Yes. If a guru demands obedience, demands loyalty, demands you to give up every other research in your thoughts, which is today impossible in the age of the internet and in the age of video and books. Before it was only books. Now internet means I can learn from multiple teachers at the same time, right? The devotion to one guru should only occur if you decide that that path you want to become a mastery at, have mastery in. And you do it for a period of time. It's not something that's supposed to be, but then you're connected to that teacher for a lifetime. In the Indian tradition, they say that the guru becomes responsible for your spiritual well-being, right? And helps you along, pushes you in that direction. That's a good thing to do. But if the guru then asks you to become a member of a hierarchy that is exclusive, that does not allow you to research anything else, then within a year or two, you will begin to doubt. Because at first it'll be exciting. You'll have experiences, you'll have teachings, you'll have devotion, you'll feel bhakti, your heart will explode. But within a few years, you'll go, oh, I'm being told to do things. I'm being asked to sacrifice all my open-mindedness. I've been asked to give up all my research. I can't look at neuroscience. I can't talk to Christians. I can't do this. I can't do that. That's when the breakdown occurs, right? So if you want a guru, first study. The way it works is that open your heart, open your mind, study deeply, and then a teacher will come along to guide you. And when that teacher comes, it could be me, it could be anybody you love, somebody will come and share with you an initiation that takes you to the next level. But that next level does not mean that you have to stick with them. It means you have to keep going towards your own enlightenment. All right, Dermot, what else do we have on questions?
Okay, next question we have from Lena. Every time I try to just watch my thoughts, they seem to fade away. Is that normal?
It's not a bad thing, because it means that they're clearing out of the way so that you can have tranquility. So the issue is that if they start to fade away, let them fade away. Don't judge them, but observe the space between the thoughts. So for example, let's say I'm thinking about something I'm supposed to do and it fades away. And then I think about, oh, I wish I was traveling here, and that fades away. There is a space between the two thoughts, right? And that space is where I can meditate. That's when I become the observer. Because one part of me, observing, sees that thought and sees it going away, and then sees the other thought coming and then going away. And I am in the middle watching it happen, right? And then I say, all of these are just thoughts. Let me come to the middle and breathe. And then tranquility comes, stillness comes, quietness comes. All right.
Okay, we have Anchor is asking how to come back from Turiya to normal state.
The secret is the path of Ganesh, which is to clench your bottom and it out with a big sigh. What that does is it brings you back to earth. So it takes the pressure off your head, it takes the pressure down your body, takes it down the heart, and it anchors you to earth, and then you release it. That's a very good way to come back down.
Okay, we have Jigu is saying Namaha, sir. Can we chant this Ka'ilarim, Hasakahalarim, Sakalarim mantra anywhere, anytime?
It will start chanting to you without your doing anything. You'll be walking along, you'll be cooking, you'll be taking a bath, and you'll be hearing Ka'ilarim, Hasakahalarim, Sakalarim. It just comes, And it is the Bij mantra of Lalita Tripura Sundari, which means the goddess of the 1,000-petal lotus at the top of your head, who's pouring in spiritual desire into you. So as you take further study with me and initiation with me, you will learn the 3 stages of Tripura Sundari. Tripura Sundari means the goddess of the 3 cities. And the 3 cities are, remember those 3 states of consciousness? Jagrat, Sapna, Shushupti. She controls those 3 states in the body and the mind. And then the 4th state, she opens the door for you to go to Turiya. So when you do Ka'ilarim and you look at the Sri Yantra, it becomes a door opener for you to go towards that beautiful consciousness, but take control of this world, the mental world, the automatic world, and then into the Turiya state. So it's a beautiful journey she's taking you on. And after a while, the more you repeat it, the more grace will come into you, and your life will begin to transform towards material happiness, towards wellness, towards all kinds of things. And Lalita Tripura Sundari encodes the names of she's a form of Parvati or Adi Shakti. She encodes all the 1,000 Devis in her. Everything from Kundalini Kubjika right through to Mahalakshmi, Mahakali, Mahasaraswati are all in her. Right? So if you chant this mantra, you're getting the all of them. Go ahead.
Okay, we have a few thank yous. This is so necessary. I'm in silence. I love the offering to the world at this time. We have someone asking, please, can we have a Shiva mantra for Monday prayers? Yes, you can say Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. This is bringing in Shiva. So then we have a question from Matangi. Matangi asks, Raja, I like this question. Why does the yantra move as I look at the third eye with eyes closed? It seems to pulse.
Yes, it is a living gateway. So just imagine that you are actually opening a portal, right? So what would it be like to have a living portal between you and that other dimension of existence of the Divine Mother, right? What would it be like to connect to that? There was a wonderful movie called The Last Mimsy, where they drew a Sri Yantra into 3D that was a time-traveling portal, right? So they went through the time-traveling on this. If you get to see it, it's a worth seeing. The Last Mimsy. Wonderful film. And so just imagine that you're looking at a portal. So this is a gateway to higher dimensions of reality. They say there are 9 gates, right? Between me and the ultimate para of Shakti, Adi Shakti, the mother, the Divine Mother. She sits in that dot, the Bindu, at the top of my head, and the earth plane is just here in my third eye, and I'm climbing up 9 levels up my head. That's the Meru. So if I look at my head downwards, I'm looking at the mother's womb. So I'm entering the mother's womb. So what would it be like to go back to the mother's womb, the womb from which you came, the universal womb from which you came? It would be a throbbing, living being, wouldn't it? So jump right in, go back to the mother and see what happens. She will protect you.
Okay, we have Video Hive question. While in meditation, when one is about to be void in thoughts and mind, why sleepiness comes? Is it after this stage one can reach beyond into wake states of sunya?
Well, the key to think about here is that what am I carrying in my physical being, in my mind, that leads me to just want to collapse into lethargy, right? Now, it could be biological. It could be that the hormones are out of sync and you're not able to have sustenance, so that when you deeply relax, the first thing the body does is just want to sleep, right? That happens because you're carrying stress, you're carrying problems, you're carrying, everything wrong that's going on, right? So first of all, just breathing and chanting the mantra heals those, right? Gets rid of them slowly, slowly, slowly. Second stage is that in that state of observation, when that tranquility comes, right, the first two are easy to manage, meaning you can more or less manage your fantasies or think about one thing for a while, and you can more or less manage your senses. But when you come to that deep sleep state, when you have to just sit in awareness and meditation, that's when most people fall asleep, in the in-between state between those three. They fall asleep. And why do they fall asleep? Because they have suddenly discovered the best part of themselves. So they want to relish it and go into it like a mother's womb and just out, right? So on the other end of the spectrum, on the one end of the spectrum, I'm carrying too much crap, so I need to unload. And on the other end of the spectrum, I've just discovered the mother's womb, and oh boy, do I want to sleep in this, right? So part of you should be observing you falling asleep. And that magical is the Turiya observation. That means I'm watching myself, and just as I'm about to nod off, I say, let me come to my senses. Let me think about one thing. Let me breathe. Let me realize I'm awake. Let me taste my lips. Let me look. And then I come back to consciousness. I'm aware and I don't fall asleep, but I go back to the tranquility. And so I want to keep coming back to the tranquility as an observer rather than as a trance, because the trance is very tempting. This is called a trance state in the higher states of consciousness, right? Okay.
Okay, we have, I can't pronounce it, but the question, every day, many people are dying with COVID. What way can we bless and guide the souls and help the journey to the soul world so they can cut their karmic cords from Mother Earth?
I'm a student of Shakti and Shiva through the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra is my favorite guidebook. And there's a wonderful verse in that where Shiva, Bhairav is telling Bhairavi, right? Consciousness is telling the body that realizing your own Atma, your own soul, is all that is needed for you to save all of mankind. That means if I awaken my true nature, my true self, then by doing that, I benefit all mankind and all souls. Because the problem is, and this is what the Shiva-Shakti teachings tell us in Tantra, that we see differentiation between all souls. There is only one soul, the soul of the entire universal mind. And we are just little filaments of it, figments of it, sparking all over the place. The Jeev Atma in your body is Paramatma, the same as the universal consciousness, the universal being. But because I see separation, I think all these souls have to be given freedom to liberate, to fly back to the mothership and then finally come back down, and find peace, right? But the fact is that those souls cannot be destroyed because they are from the one soul, right? So what the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra says and all of Shaivism says is that wake up and realize that you are Shiva, Shivoham, Shivoham. And in that realization, use your Shakti, your power, your body, your mind to connect back to that source. Awaken that in you, and then you would save all of mankind, all beings, all planets, all earths, all universes. You will save them all. That's all. So the only responsibility you have is to wake up to your true nature. Then you can help all others because of that awakening. All right, cool. I think we're going to end here today. Are we good? Do you have any more questions? Anything profound that needs addressing that you feel should be addressed?
So I like we'll end on this question because it's always important to have these things and know them and share them. Is there anything you can teach us females, mantra, energies, healing for our menstrual irregularity problems?
Yes. Well, Lalita Tripura Sundari represents the 15 stages of the moon, right? So, it is said that from the full moon to the new moon are 15 stages, right? 14 and then tips into the new moon, right? So if I start at the full moon, I go to the new moon, the mantra Ka-e-i-la-rim, Hasaka-ha-la-rim, Saka-la-rim is 15 letters, which represents each stages of the moon, right? And if I can chant this mantra of Lalita over and over and over again, a biological phenomena begins to occur with cosmological implications, that I begin to align myself with the new moon of Kali on the 15th day, right? And the Amavasya is considered the most sacred day to have a menstrual period. And the vibrations begin to create a cycle that leads to menstruation, moving closer and closer to a regularity around that date. In the ancient times, Guruji Amritananda used to say that the villages women would all menstruate around the same day of the new moon, because they had gotten into the rhythm of nature, right, of feeling that nature. So when you chant Ka-e-ilarim, Hasaka-halarim, Sakalarim, you are retuning yourself back to that lunar nature of the Divine Mother in you, and you become whole. For men, when you tune into that vibration, you become Shiva, arousing Shakti in you to have union, right? So if you think about it, why we shreem and why we cream is that the new moon is the darkness of Kali and the full moon is the light of Lakshmi, right? That is the spectrum of the Dash Mahavidyas. And if I can keep myself balanced in the cycles using this Ka-e-ilari mantra, all of life, not just my menstrual period, will come into alignment. And this is a very powerful teaching to remember, right? And what I want you to also think about is that being still and staring at the yantra and then chanting the mantra is the most powerful way to do it. That means take a bath, cleanse yourself of all negative thoughts, cleanse yourself of all toxins, be empty stomach, and sit and chant the mother's mantra 15 times and see what happens by staring at the yantra and see what happens. Yeah. And this is the teaching. This is it. Everything else is just beautiful dances with this teaching, we're going to take. So find your still point. You can do it through kriyas, you can do it through meditation, you can do it through contemplation, you can do it through, most importantly, mantra. And as you do it, as you become balanced in the middle and the Bindu above your head, through your spine with Kundalini, everything will fall into place. Everything will form into bliss. This is the truth. So we end here today. Yes. And thank you, Dermot, for co-hosting with me. Thank you very much. And it was a pleasure being with all of you. And I look forward to seeing you next week when we'll get even more technically sound, and we'll announce it well in advance and we'll get everything going. All right. So Shri Matri Namaha. May the Divine Mother bless you in every way. Thank you.